Hello viewers, my name is Dr. Emmanuel Okon Etuk. I am live with Coffee with Carpa. My name is Dr. Emmanuel Okon Etuk, a town planner by provision and a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Nigeria. I started my town planning provision in the Ministry of Lands and Town Planning, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, where I worked and rose to the rank of the head of town planning, Uyo Capital City, and then retired in 2014. I went into private practice. I'm the chief consultant, Emmanuel Plan Consult, Nigeria Limited, located at number 3 Oku Street, Uyo. We are involved in so many land acquisition and design for the government. One of them, oil and gas land acquisition for the University of Akwa Ibom State, Carpa Education, the design of the master plan for mega industrial city, Ikorobasi, and so many other projects. I'm also involved in lecturing. I happen to be the external examiner, urban and regional planning here in the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and also adjunct lecturer, Anambra State University at Uli. My consultancy firm are involved in design of layouts and then so many other projects for the government. It was, let me just start by saying what plan is before I mention what town planning is. I think plan, first and foremost, is just doing things in a prepared manner, not in haphazard way of doing things. Then with the expected results, not disastrous results because of lack of planning. So it was orderly development that motivated me to become a town planner. Now, let me say what town planning is. Town planning is an art and science of ordering various uses on land to achieve optimum utilization of land, space for safety, convenience, and of course, beauty or aesthetics. That's what town planning is all about. To give you beautiful environment where it's secured, at least where insecurity is minimized. We do that, we achieve that by the nature of our road design in layout or an estate. So town planning, what really motivated me was the way the city were planned and make it beautiful for people to live. You cannot just wake up to become a town planner. You must start from somewhere. Everything has the beginning. Maybe from the nursery stage, a child should be interested in some subjects. Of course, the basic one is maths and English. Then quantitative reasoning, basic science, nature studies, social science, social studies at the rudimentary level, that's primary, nursery. But at the secondary level, maths and English is sacrosanct, and then geography and economics, government, physics and biology, and of course technical drawing will be of added advantage because there's a lot of drawing in town planning and provision. Yes, of course. There is no provision that does not have its own challenge. The challenge we have in town planning is lack of awareness by those who may wish to study town planning, and then even up to the government themselves. People see town planners on the reverse. And of course, town planners are not destroyers. They are not. Rather, the beauty of the provision is to create fine human settlements. Whereas the public think when a town planner pulls down an illegal structure, then they are wicked. We are not. You discover that those kind of structure pulled down, one, do not have the required development permit. Some of those structures are on the high tension line. Some are on the water aquifers. Some are on the drainage channel. Then some are on green areas that needs to be preserved. And when such things happen, the order will come at times from the above, the state government, that we have to pull it down. But rather, town planners are just, in fact, I may say that town planners started with God. They planned the environment. They entered land consciously, virgin land consciously, to turn it into a city. Personally, I can be proud. The shelter Afrique opposite here was acquired by me. And today, it is hot cake in Uyo. It's #1 estate. Yes. So that is the beauty of the provision. The future of the provision is bright because people are beginning to really appreciate the contribution of town planning to human development. Maybe because of the challenges they're having, some will buy land and start building and they get stuck. They would have first and foremost consult a town planner to plan the layout for them. And then consult the architects to design the building, and the town planner again to grant the approval based on the land use ordinances of the government. But there's future for the provision because as people get more aware of the usefulness of town planners, they really patronize the provision. Even government cannot do without town planners because town planners are those to interpret the policies of government. Government only give up policies. Then town planners are those to interpret it and then implement it and follow up. Town planners open roads. Without town planner, you cannot get to this place. Without town planner, you will not have Ring Road 1, Ring Road 2, Ring Road 3. That makes you a web city. You know cobweb, what it is. You have it link and link and link. That's the form that Uyo metamorphosed. But as state creation, we had only, Uyo was a radial city. Now it was the creation of a town planner to convert Uyo to a web city where you can now get to anywhere. I came to this place from about Road Housing under 7 minutes. When I called the coordinator, what time he said 10 o'clock. I said, okay, very soon I'll be here. Because I knew the roads to take. I was part of the design of the road with Abon Victor Ta. Maybe that's why I'm now also a master planner for the state government. You can study anywhere, but it's of immense benefit to study in the Nigerian universities. Why? Because you'll be so acquainted with the environment. You know, planning is on land, and planning is a local matter. It's a local affairs. So the area that you study matters because you'll be familiar with that area. But that notwithstanding, if somebody studies like in Britain or US, coming back, even if you have PhD in urban and regional planning, you pass through certain standards specified by the provision and then the government. One is that you must get registered with the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, which is association. Then after that registration, you stay for 2 years for you to complete the probation period because you did not study here in the country. And by so doing, you must have been introduced to some tutorials that will enable you to take the prescribed exam that will be set by the Town Planners Registration Council, otherwise known as TOPRED. Then you take the exams. Once you pass the exams, you will then be invested as a registered town planner to practice in Nigeria. But let me still move forward. For those who studied or who are from another country, like Ghana, like South Africa, now who must have graduated and then went through the process in their country, when coming to Nigeria, they may not need to do any of those things, but rather liaise with a licensed practicing town planner here who will front for him to work. And that one is in case of consultancy work, because a consultant town planner could be given job anywhere in the world, but he cannot work directly in that country, can only work surrogate with the already registered, licensed, practicing town planner in that country. My advice is that the young people should pick interest in town planning provision. We are not many. You can imagine that I'm number 7th of a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Town Planners in Akwa Ibom State. A fellow is likened to son. We have the same category. So if I'm number 7, and in the whole state, we are about 160 now, registered town planners, it's not enough. Out of 31 local governments, we need not less than 10 town planners per local government. But now we don't have. We have approximately 2, some only 1. And then those are, there's need for more children to pick interest in the profession because there is future hope for them. And town planners, you have them everywhere in the university as lecturers, in the Ministry of Lands, town planning, Ministry of Works. You have them in road construction. Town planners are, even in the hospital management, you need town planners. They manage the hospital estates, housing corporations. You need them for daily running of the estates of the corporations. So there are so many avenues for town planners, and that should really encourage youths to pick interest in the profession Abroad, town planners are billionaires. Our job are few, but once you succeed to get one, you've already hit your millions. I know what I'm talking. So the youth should be encouraged to pick town planning profession as a career, because we are not many. Like so many other professions I won't mention here, we are not many. We are looking for so many people.